Storm chances continue into the weekend. Plus, we have a newly named storm in the Atlantic. What's going on, guys? I'm certified meteorologist Jonathan Kegas. In this video, we're going to pinpoint the timeline of these storms throughout the entire state of Florida. They're going to begin at different times from the Panhandle to South Florida. We're going to break it down for your weekend plans. Of course, we're going to have a close-up look of Central Florida as well to start off, and then we're going to get into the statewide view. You can scrub across into the chapters or click that time code if you are looking for a more Florida-wide look at the high-resolution future radar. Of course, it's Florida. It's going to be hot. We're still talking about that heat, of course, not going anywhere anytime soon. I'll let you know the temperatures there for Central Florida. And then into the tropics. Don has developed officially. It's a subtropical storm. It's likely going to become fully tropical over the weekend. I'll show you where it is and where it is going coming up in just a couple of minutes. Hey, before we get into the official video, if you want to stay updated on all things Florida weather and, of course, the tropics as we are moving through hurricane season in the middle of July, you got to hit subscribe. Please do that. And if you find this content helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help us out a lot. All right, we're going to start in Central Florida with the future radar. Same kind of deal as Thursday for your Friday evening. We're going to have storms really favoring the I-4 corridor on a widespread scale. We'll start to get a couple of stray thunderstorms earlier in the afternoon on Friday west of Orlando, but you clearly see where things are trying to materialize again around I-4 and points to the east. Some of these, like Thursday, are going to linger again. We've been talking about this on this channel for the last couple of days now, that we would likely see the lingering thunderstorms here. There's 10 o'clock, a few stray downpours in the mix. Still maybe a few rogue lightning strikes by this time, so just keep it easy. Again, if you're planning on hanging out on the patio, just be mindful. Again, some of us might get that nice heat lightning. Again, heat lightning really doesn't exist. It's just a lightning show that you can see out in the distance without hearing the thunder. It's from a distant thunderstorm, though, so it's technically heat lightning, but it's not generated by the heat. I'll put an article in the description here if there's more on that, but some cool stuff going on there. 8, 9 o'clock for you on your Saturday morning. We are starting things off dry with the exception of the Panhandle. Again, I will show you a Florida view in just 1 second. There's 3 to 4 o'clock on your Saturday afternoon, just dodging a few scattered thunderstorms. And then as we get deeper into the day, there's 6 or 7 o'clock. More scattered thunderstorms in the mix, especially around Orlando, and then points toward the I-95 corridor. In terms of the temperature on Saturday to start, by this point of the summer, it's really the same, low to mid-90s, unless we get those storm complexes like we saw last week rolling through, where it's going to cool things down, relatively speaking. But still, it's going to be hot. Mid-90s for highs across all of Central Florida, maybe a touch cooler on the beach. But I will say this. With those storms moving from west to east, that is evident again of the west coast sea breeze being dominant. We're not going to get that nice breeze off the Atlantic until later on into the afternoon. So it is going to be hotter than what it would typically be along the coast. Here is the Florida-wide view now. And this is kind of what I'm talking about. So you see Palm Coast through Jacksonville, St. Augustine, rocking storms later on this evening, at least close by to us. There's another little complex of thunderstorms rolling through Pensacola into the Panhandle. Those kind of dive from north to south and kind of leave us alone. This is what I was talking about, though, for your Saturday morning. You see through the Panhandle into the Big Bend around Tallahassee, maybe closing in on Gainesville and Cedar Key. We have those scattered thunderstorms that kind of materialize, and you see them kind of grow even further. There is 2 o'clock on your Saturday, especially around Tallahassee into Port St. Joe, Cedar Key, Gainesville. We have those scattered thunderstorms around. Central Florida, pretty dry. South Florida, just a few scattered thunderstorms around. By 10 o'clock on your Saturday evening, there you go towards Belglade, Lake Okeechobee, Fort Pierce. We have some scattered storms going on as well. Those will continue. On to the tropics. We have subtropical storm Don. I'll get into what a subtropical storm is in just 1 second. But nonetheless, Don is out there. There was enough satellite data to show that it had a well-defined center. So that makes it, again, subtropical. The reason for that it's not a just tropical system, note where all the brighter colors are, way out here. So these are the more intense thunderstorms kind of firing up. For this to become fully tropical, which it is expected to, and I'll show you the track in a second, those thunderstorms need to be developing right around its center and then wrapping right around it continuously. That is what it's lacking. So it's still getting its strength from differences in temperature of the atmosphere, and then also from the warmer waters of the Atlantic Ocean. Now, it is expected to kind of undergo this change here as we move into the weekend. So this is the 11 o'clock advisory from July 14th. Not going to change too much over the next few days, but you see at least the hurricane forecast, the Hurricane Center forecast, has it becoming a tropical storm by Friday at 8 o'clock. It might take a little more time for that to happen, but nonetheless, it is forecast to become a tropical storm over the next few days. as it meanders between Bermuda, which is just off your screen there, and then the Azores. So again, we talked about this. This is not going to be a threat for Florida. There are no present threats to Florida at this time. The rest of the tropical Atlantic is looking nice and quiet, which is a good thing because the water temperatures are insane. If you live in Florida and you're watching this in Florida, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Again, we have water temperatures off of the southwest corner of Florida, off the southeast Florida, at least to the upper 80s, but there are a lot of readings into the low to mid 90s, especially along the Keys. It is crazy. It is record hot for this time of the year, this early in the year. Alrighty, guys, hope you have a great weekend. Again, if you want to stay updated on all things Florida weather and the tropics, you have to hit subscribe. Please do that. If you found this content helpful, please give it a thumbs up. I hope everybody has a great weekend. We'll catch you next time.